part
I don't know. I
is
think it's just perspective. Because I mean, Corpse Grinder, I think he's like 6'2". J-Dawg says he's only 5'9", right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I
Because
think
like,
I think it's a subtle power play. He's like trying to say he's
Mhm.
bigger than Corpse Grinder, but he's smaller than JB. Like he's like a little guy next to
Corpse
JB.
Alright,
GB. Maybe because he. No, you're right. I think it's because like he wants to. He doesn't want to disrespect his hero. That's my guess.
I think we're live. Hang on, let me check my
Oh
channel.
well, stream it to the Discord. There we are.
Yeah.
Remember not.
Okay, we're live.
All right. Welcome everyone. This is the first ever dawgcore tier list. So as you can see, we have we brought together all of j-dawg's favorite bands that he constantly circle jerks, and we were gonna put them on this tier list. And we tried to give the tiers appropriate names, but we couldn't think of it. I mean, I couldn't think of anything too clever for them, so I'm just gonna go with a bunch of
We
j-dawg
should
quotes. So
we should just
what?
call this the Devil's Den.
Nah, what do you mean, like this like the stream?
Yeah, because
like,
we're
Or like the server, that's why I could rename the server.
it's like the
No, it's the
Devil's Den
Temple of
because
Jade.
it's like sup devils. And we're the
Yeah,
devils, so it's the Devil's Den.
it's a bit corny.
j-dawg back,
Also,
j-dawg back.
it just sounded
You're breaking
like,
up.
Yeah,
Robot.
roboting, that sounded like nonsense. Also, I love
Robot
how
devil.
you introduced the tier list like it's your goddamn channel. Fuck you. Anyway, what band should we start off with?
Start with Repulsion,
I
of
am
course.
not. I'm just gonna watch the stream on the. Alright. Hold on. Let me just check something. Here we are. Hey, I see it on my.
I say we start. We go from the
you
first
guys
to the
ready to start?
last. So Repulsion is number one right now. Let's go Repulsion.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
all right. Repulsion. Well, I would say Repulsion was
Top tier.
I prefer Repulsion
S
over.
tier.
I would definitely say. I would definitely say.
Yeah, that is an S tier band. They're not getting around that.
Yeah,
They were smart enough to be like, we can't do any better than this album. A lot of bands don't do that. A lot of bands are like, our new album is better than ours. We didn't know what we were doing.
Mhm.
We were just like idiot kids. And then they were like, nah, like
Well,
we actually made a badass album. We can't do any better. That's
a
top tier way of looking at it.
I mean, you make good albums when you're a dumb kid. That's just what happens. That's just
Exactly.
Just
like you gotta be like an idiot. Like when you get too old, you think too much about it. And Repulsion realized that, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to do that."
Yeah, it sounds like garbage because, like, when you're a kid, you have more passion and sense, and that passion really comes out in your music, and you make some really fucking great albums, like Horrified, one of the best. I mean, I actually think I prefer. I mean, I know technically. Well, I mean, Repulsion Horrified was recorded before Scum, but I think Repulsion. Of those old school grindcore bands, I think Repulsion's definitely my favorite. I mean, I like Terrorizer, I like Early Carcass, I like Napalm Death, I like those, but I think Repulsion it's just the most consistent to me. I mean, I guess like compared to like a lot of modern grindcore, like Discordance Axis or Wormrot or all those other bands that we didn't put on here, even though j-dawg likes them. It's because it's more of like along the lines of like old. It's like a very more aggressive form of death metal fused with hardcore punk and thrash metal, and that's I think combined with the very shitty production, which is what adds to the charm. I mean, imagine it Horrified with good production. Would it be anywhere near as good? I want you to answer me that.
No.
Exactly.
I don't even think here's the thing with like good and bad production, quote unquote. I think you can have like shitty. I think you can have quote unquote bad production that sounds good and bad production that sounds bad.
So you mean
like
it's
delicious. I'll give you an example. Saint Vitus. A lot of their early albums, they sound shitty, but they don't sound good shitty. They sound like tiny and tinny. Like if you want to be good bad production, be like rumbly and like kind of incoherent in terms of like just like the low end. When it's like
Well, it
high
depends,
end,
like,
there's like no bass, and it's just like
yeah.
that's when it's shitty.
Well, I mean, it depends on like the genre. I mean, black metal is deliberately shitty, well, except for those first wave bands like Bathory and the Hellhammer. But you can
That's
definitely
that's
see what you
that's
mean.
that's one of the
Like,
reasons I like war metal more
you
than
can take
black metal.
advantage of like you can make the most of having shitty production.
Yeah. But I mean, what was it? What was the second Suffocation album? Breeding the Spawn.
Which one?
Breeding the Spawn. That has like a shitty bad production. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a bad production that's not good. Like I can't enjoy it.
I mean, the album's still solid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm
I don't
glad
know.
that they on every album they just like redo a song, which I'm glad because
Yeah.
the songs were good. The production's just horrible
Like,
in a
fellas,
bad
I feel
way.
like we're on a bit of a tangent here. Let's just move
Anyway,
on.
yeah.
Did we all agree
Cannabis.
that the Polish is...
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now it's on to
All right.
Cannabis Corpse.
CC, bruh.
Yeah. I would say dog owns it, of course.
Okay. Here's the thing.
What is it?
Like Barnes era is top tier. I feel like a lot
I
of
definitely agree.
I feel like a lot of Corpse Grinder era. It's either good or kind of meh. I could like
Okay.
just live without it.
Take it or leave it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know the dog
think-
would like rip my head off about that because he
Yeah.
worshipped Corpse Grinder, but honestly, Barnes is like the better. When he was good, he was good in Corpse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, 6 feet under. Then you got goddamn fucking the number of the priest, which is like it's not even funny bad. It's just bad. But anyway, I mean, it's kind of like the dynamic is when you're first getting into death metal, you prefer the Corpse Grind era, and then as you get
No, I was opposite. I was always Barnes. I was always riding Barnes. I was always like Barnes is the best. Since I started listening to Corpse, I was just like Barnes all the way.
I mean, because Corpse Grinder's more like he has the more accessible form of death metal. The more like
I feel like here's the thing with here's the thing.
Style.
Here's the thing with Corpse Grinder. Here's the thing with Corpse Grinder. Like he just does what he's told to sing, and it's like very much like Cannibal Corpse became. They kind of went Iron Maiden in a way, in the sense of like we're gonna have like a color. They got very like commercialized. Like I don't want to say commercialized, but like. Kind of like we're trying to be Kmart death metal, or we're trying to be Walmart death metal in the sense of like they're like we're gonna be all in red and black, and we're like gonna
by the numbers. You mean?
Yeah, it's a very by the numbers. Whereas like early Cannibal Corpse was just gnarly, fucking 4chan, like crazy music almost.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why Cannibal Corpse gets called the AC/DC of death metal. I would definitely say that, like, I actually like Cannibal. Of course, I love the Barnes album era more than I do the Corpse Grind era. I will say I don't like Eaten Back to Life as much. I think the vocals on there.
Nah, Eaten Back to Life's fun. Silly. It's like a thrash / like a death thrash sort of album. But like all that being said, this makes me want to put it in the A tier. Just because like all that stuff I put forward, if they just had the Barnes era, I would put them like it would have gone S tier instantly. But
yeah,
I'm going A tier. That's my vote. A tier.
I put it in. Dog owns it, of course. I've actually been listening to some of the newer Cannibal Corpse albums. It's actually better than I remember it being, but still like it doesn't make any. Like it's not like
It's Eric Rutan.
Like amazing. Yeah.
Eric Rutan's pretty much writing Hate Eternal for Cannibal Corpse.
Pretty much at this point. Scarlett, do you have anything to add on Cannibal Corpse?
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse. One of the few like pure death metal bands I actually like enjoy semi-frequently. I feel like I would have to put it in a Dog Owns It, of course.
Dog Owns It, of course. All right. I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna release another album in like 8 months. Anyway, King Diamond, I say that's
yeah, that is an S tier all the way. King, like
Diamond. I mean, I
S
think
tier.
it only makes. Oh, sorry. I think it only really makes sense to discuss King Diamond within the context of Merciful Fate because I think both are level. But
Yeah, yeah,
if
exactly.
I would say I actually prefer King Diamond. Oh, I mean, I love Merciful Fate. Don't get me wrong, but I would
It,
say I think I prefer King Diamond a little bit more.
I go back and forth. It depends on my mood, but I'm always like ride or die for King Diamond and Merciful Fate.
Yeah.
They're top tier for sure.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think like Merciful Fate. That's like more along the lines of like early traditional heavy metal, early '80s metal. I think King Diamond is
Well,
like more
they kind of took
theatrical,
like
thematic.
the new album idea. Like when people think of new album, it's
Do
like
you actually fucking call it no wapum? All right, whatever, just go on.
yeah, new wave of British heavy metal. I'm just gonna say the whole fucking thing, just because. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Anytime people think of that, I feel like Merciful Fate took like what that was. If you listen to a lot of those bands, a lot of them kind of don't cut the grade. But Merciful Fate took
But
that and they were like, well, this is how you do it. This is how you do this idea of what you're trying to do to like the most badass level. So it's like
well, like
they're the best for that.
they implemented more of like the satanic themes and stuff like that. But
Yeah, but
like
they also have
I love.
progressive elements. They have
Well,
just like every.
I think the progressive elements more came out when like King Diamond like took off on like the side career. I mean, like no, and after Merciful Fate. But I think the thing with Merciful Fate is that it's heavier than a lot of those new wave British heavy metal bands. I mean, I love most of those new wave British heavy metal bands, but I think like King Diamond and Merciful Fate, like it kind of just took it one step further, making it heavier and like you had Rob Halford already and you had Dio, but you didn't really have anyone with quite this octave range. Like a lot of people I show it to who are into metal, they say like he kind of sounds like a ghost, and I guess that was like one of the like that's like a first for heavy metal in that respect.
Yeah,
And of course,
tier.
it's lumped in. It's definitely lumped with the first wave of black metal for some reason, but whatever. I guess it's just the.
No, I agree. I think it is first wave black metal easily.
Oh no, you're one of those people.
I am one of those people. I will fight on that because I feel like a lot of the hallmarks of it, they exhibit a lot of the hallmarks of what would eventually become black metal. So I feel like, along with Celtic Frost and Bathory and all that, it's a mix of all that stuff.
Well, do you think King Diamond is first wave black metal, or is that came
No,
out later?
no, I don't think it is.
We'll have that debate another time. All right.
Deicide.
Right,
that is top tier. S tier.
All right, no,
S tier.
I think it just
shut up.
All the way.
Like it. All right. Come on. I'm putting it in dog owns it, of course. I mean, just as a compromise.
Oh my god. Tape on that mouse.
The funny thing is I could make the same arguments that I made for Cannibal Corpse for Deicide because their later albums are either meh or like, yeah, this isn't like I'm not impressed at all. But their early albums are so gnarly and cool that it like makes up for like their later albums. Like Legion on its own, I'm like, let's say they just put out Legion, that would automatically make them like top tier S tier.
I'll take Legion and self-titled.
Yeah, I will concede.
What's called the Cross?
I will concede that Legion is decent. I just cannot get into the rest of this shit. I'm sorry. It's just sort of.
I mean, I've listened to.
It's just like great value death metal with mid vocals, middle riffs. It's just not good. I don't see the Deicide hype.
Bible basher.
Well, I think the thing with j-dawg, I think because I can go into a whole rant, but just long story short, I think the reason why he just like constantly sucks Glenn Benton's dick all the time is because sorry j-dawg if you're watching this by the way, but I think the reason why he does that is because when j-dawg was like he got into metal like when he was like 12, 13, and like the lyrics really spoke to him because like, oh yeah, fuck God, fuck you mom for making me go to church, I don't want to get dressed in church clothes and all that. And that really spoke to a little young j-dawg, so that is kind of why he has a bias towards them, and he thinks even their last album was good. So I mean, how biased do you have to be? I mean, I understand if you don't like Bolt Thrower that much, I can totally understand that, but how the fuck can you say that In Torment and Hell is better than Realm of Chaos? That is a fucking
In Torment and Hell. I will say that I think it is better. the production sucks. I'm not saying the production is good, but like the
The
songs
production
are.
is not, dude. As long as the
I think the
is
production's
decent
shit. I
enough, it's
agree. I
secondary.
agree, but I think the songs make up for it.
I mean, even as someone who is not a ball thrower meat rider, you're saying that the worst Deicide album is better than the best ball thrower album.
That's right.
I just
he's
think
fucking-
Bolt Thrower is overrated.
I mean, yeah. Even if you do think it's overrated, how can you say Deicide at their worst is better? That's just like just being provocative.
That's not even Deicide at their worst, I don't think. But
Well, he said it was. I think he said "Death to Us Part" or something like that.
nah, I don't think Dead to Us Part is. What's the one album with the 3 6s?
666. I don't know.
It's
I haven't
after
listened to
In
all
Torment
of
in
it.
Hell.
Yeah, I
Fuck,
fucking
that one I
listened to
think
all
is
of
like
it,
the
God,
worst
but-
one. Like with some exceptions, there's like a few good songs on there, but yeah, I vote for them
Okay,
S
I'm
tier.
lagging now.
I mean I know I'm gonna lose on this one, but I put them S tier.
Oh.
And what would you?
Oof.
Where did you say you'd put him? Red.
I would put him in A tier, but I would put him behind Cannibal Corpse. So just as a compromise, just put it in front of Cannibal Corpse because we're not. It's just as the just to get this out of the way.
Like just because Legion exists, I'll be nice.
All right.
Okay. Yeah,
All right, we
Running
can.
Wild.
I would really like to.
If you're going
delve
that
into
way.
Deicide some other time.
Now,
If you're going that way.
Okay, I really.
Now,
I would definitely put that in Dog
protested-
Owns It, of course.
You know, I kind of protested their inclusion on here, but after thinking,
Oh man,
because j-dawg only bring them up a few times, but like his statement that freaking Gates of Purgatory is like the best album to ever come out of Germany is such a ridiculous.
Well, he said that-
statement.
He said that Running Wild would totally annihilate Judas Priest
and
or
Maiden.
Iron Maiden. So like that alone means he's ride or die for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can understand. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with his music preference, but I think I mean, I like Running Wild a lot. I've listened to the stuff. I think great example of like early German power metal. But I think that Painkiller alone just kind of like nukes most speed metal albums, and I like a lot of
I
speed
agree.
metal.
Yeah,
But
totally.
Painkiller, I think Painkiller. I mean, I don't. It's really. I'm not saying there aren't better albums, but in my view, it's really hard to make Painkiller sent home on a street, you brah. It's just too insane.
Running Wild, I put in the B tier. It's like
I would put it in Dog Owns It, of course.
if you're going that way, it's like I don't think it's bad, but I'm like, whatever.
It took a while to grow on me. I will say that. So maybe you should listen to it again if you ever have a chance.
Yeah. I don't think they're bad. I just think like I'm not like super impressed.
Yeah,
like-
Well, what do
Running
you think,
Wild
Scarlett?
has some songs I dig, but overall, like, I'm feeling like if you're going that
Alright.
way,
All right, you can put it there.
alright.
I'm not gonna die in this hill.
It's the same color as the
Holy shit! Yeah, so it's appropriate. All right, Nunslaughter. I would put that in Dog Owns It, of course. I really like Nunslaughter. They're not
If
my
you're going
favorite
that
metal
way.
band, but yeah, you put Nunslaughter in B tier.
Yeah, they don't impress me too much. They're not bad, but
I mean, they're like the chuggy death. They're like the chuggy simplistic them. Even though, I mean, I think they're a bit more. I mean, not saying they're thrash metal. I think they're like more closer to. They have more thrash elements than death metal elements. I mean, if that makes any sense, because like the vocals are not like as growled as most death metal tends to be. But I mean, I really like what I've listened to. I think they're playing live here in a couple weeks, so I might go see them. But that again, I don't fancy being in the company of unemployed stoners. So I would say I would put it in low Dog Owns It, of course, because I really think they're a good band. Really, again, I mean, it's one of those bands where you don't necessarily listen for the songs, you listen for the album experience. So I would put that in Dog Owns It, of course.
Dawn of the Dead is the man that groomed the j-dawg into the man he is today, and that alone just makes
So,
me want
yeah.
to put Nunslaughter in. But
Mm,
to be
All right, I'm gonna
realistic,
go.
and the music is kind of in one ear and out the other for the most part. Since
I thought we're judging it by the if we're judging it by people in the band, the DSI goes in easily just for Glenn Benton
yeah,
alone.
that's what I'm
So
saying. Like the music is like
Glenn
I'm
Ben's a
leaning more
douchebag.
towards if you're going that way.
Yeah, fine. If you want to put it there, it's your list. Technically,
Technically, it's your
I guess it
list.
is coming to it.
2 against
we are
1.
It's our list.
We are trying to go to this. All right.
Attic.
All right. I've listened to Attic.
Tape on that
I will
mouth.
say. Oh wow, you don't like it? I think when I first listened to it,
Yeah.
this was like the first. This was like the first King Diamond worship band I really listened to, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I actually thought it was King Diamond. I was like, oh shit, new King Diamond album. But
Midnight
no,
Priest
really...
sends that home on a stretcher easily.
I don't know. I mean,
Attic is so overrated. They are not that. They are whatever.
I like
tape on that mouth.
Maybe they're not. I mean, there is a slight difference between them and King Diamond, but I thought they were pretty good when I listened to them. When I listened to a couple of their albums, I will say, again, they're not my favorite King Diamond worship band, but they're definitely a lot better than I thought they would be. And I also, I mean, I know j-dawg was like when you bring up In Solitude or a Portrait, but I think those are.
In Solitude, oh my god, no! In Solitude fucking annihilates Attic any day of the week.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that, but I would say that, I mean, in my view, they're all pretty much on par with each other. Maybe I haven't listened to them enough to make more of an informed decision.
Attic makes me snore.
Oh man,
yeah. What do you think?
j-dawg.
What do you think, Scarlett? What's your view on Attic?
Leading like a bottom dog owns it, of course. I mean, I enjoy them when I listen to them. I mean, they're no King Diamond Merciful Fate, but like,
yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much as good as you can get for a freaking like King Diamond worship band. Even though it sounds like dissection trying to play traditional heavy metal and
I'll tell you the best. I'll tell you the best.
Be like a band that's as good as Merciful Fate or King Diamond ever again.
I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you. If we had Ghost on here, Scarlett would put them at the top tier easily. That's Scarlett's favorite King Diamond worship band.
Ghost is not a King Diamond worship band.
Corpse Paint, Theatrical.
By that logic, then every black metal band ever is a fucking. Anyway, Hamage.
Hemorrhage.
Hemorrhage.
I would.
I would put. I mean,
I kind of go the middle between Dog Owns It and If You're Going That Way.
What is it?
Like,
yeah, I would say that.
They're kind of the middle for me
like
between
very
those two.
Competent. They're very competent at what they do, but maybe I wasn't in the right mood for it. I mean, that goes for a lot of the bands on this list, that because like I listened to them at j-dawg's recommendation, but yeah, it's like I listen to it, like it's good. I understand what they're going for. It's similar to what I've listened to in other bands in the genre, but at the same time, it's just kind of in one ear out the other. Maybe I'm just kind of listening to it too passively to give enough of a shit. But it's just nothing that really makes makes me like go like holy shit, man, you know. But I guess it's really hard to do that anyway. Scarlett, have you listened to much of Hemorrhage?
I think I've tried giving them a chance a few points in my life, and it was always in one ear and out the other. So I'm leaning towards if you're going that way.
Yeah, I agree.
That's high. You're going that way.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that's that. Misfits.
Here's the thing. Glenn Danzig era is like some of the best shit ever, but then they have Michael Graves era, which is shit and sucks. So it's like, I'm gonna go Dog Owns It just because of Michael Graves era. If they just had the Danzig era and nothing else after that, I would go that is top tier. But yeah, I have a theory why j-dawg. I have a theory why j-dawg loves the Misfits, and it's because everybody in that band is jacked.
Yeah, even
It's like-
Danzig, who's only like 5'3".
he can relate with Doyle on another level because he's like, this guy is jacked. But yeah, dog owns it for me.
Really, Red? That's what you're putting them?
No, I actually gotta be honest. I've only listened to like 4 Misfits songs and I don't even remember them. I've been meaning to listen to them more, but you know.
Check out Earth AD. That whole album is their best album easily.
Alright, I'll give that a shot.
Because I am like the biggest like punk fan in this cool right now, and even I'm like Misfits overrated as frick. I'm leaning towards tape on that mouth shot. Like 50 other
You don't
bands I've
like
ever listened
Misfit?
I feel like we got to put in Dog Owns It. Come on. Danzig era. It's awesome.
Danzig, the Misfits. Come on, Misfits were such such a big part of the development on early thrash metal.
Demonomania. Remember that? That's all. Like,
They all put them in.
yeah.
I got the Tish, brah.
Tish. That's top tier.
I would say
There's no getting around the Tish being top tier.
not
Easily.
I mean, I really like Mortician, but I can't really say. I mean, all their albums sound pretty much the fucking same, and I more listen to it because I like the groove and I like the vibes of it. But I can't really say it's something that's like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever.
Mortician is a vibes band.
Come on, man. What else am I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is good.
Just feeling the vibe of the Tish.
Yeah, like I like to hear the.
When you're in a
fucking
Morty
spin
mood,
riff over
you put on the Tish.
Hey, don't fucking call them Morty, like Morty again.
Why?
Yeah, we have someone we don't like who calls it that.
Yeah, I will never get over that time Melissa called them Morty. It made me want to die.
The Morty patch.
Yeah, the Morty
I think it was. I think that was started by Jimmy on the Block. I remember that's the first place I heard him being called Morty is by Jimmy.
Morty.
Anyway, 2 against 1, brah. The Tish is.
I saw them live last. I saw them live last year. They put on a good show. Place was packed. A lot of people. It was at that St. Vitus bar.
I don't want to see the
That place
Tish
is closed down
live.
now.
There's no drum machine. That's like half the reason that Mortician's of epic.
But I mean, yeah, I was like, damn, that drummer, like, he can fight. He has chops and shit, you know.
I like the drum machine.
Yeah, like we
That's my
have
favorite.
like a Mortician like worship band in the scene here. I got to see them with a drum machine once, and it was the best time I ever saw them.
Just because they had a drum machine.
Yeah. Anyway,
Alright,
Chrissy.
Christian? Dog owns it.
Real quick before we do, we need to do eventually a band that has a drum machine tier list.
Oh my fucking god. I can't think of that
Oh my god,
many.
who's even the Tish summoning?
Godflesh.
Oh my god, of course you fucking.
Anyway, yeah, Christian.
Christian.
They're in between Dog Owns It and if you're no, not Dog Owns It. Dog Owns It. I'll give them that. They're cool. They don't blow my mind all the time, but they.
Most bands don't really.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'll give you something you can blow. All right.
I'm honestly feeling in between if you're going that way and tape on that mouth shot. I've given them a chance, and it's just like generic blasty death metal with overproduced.
How about if you're going that way just to like be the kind of tie break or the kind of in between?
Yeah.
I'm alright with that.
I mean, I don't know. Black Forest Domain was like really, really good, but I can't really say. What was the next one? I think Apocalyptic Revelation. That was just And maybe I was just kind of in one ear out the other, as are most bands.
All right, I can do this top tier.
Up tier.
Yeah.
Do we even need to discuss that one?
Nah, Ross Sewage is my room fee. Shout out to Ross Sewage.
I can't believe I made
well,
myself look like an idiot in front of Ross. I'm disgraced.
Really? Oh wow! What happened to you?
Scarlet blasted me and was like, "Hey, look what this guy said." And then,
I don't
yeah.
remember that.
Well, because I was like, why doesn't Ross just like transition? And then, yeah, Scarlet posted that
Oh yeah.
on Twitter.
I think I remember that. Made you a fool, called you publicly out.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
that
and
lead Twitter.
I felt really bad because
Follow me
I
on
think
Bluesky.
I think Fem Ross is cute. So
I already put myself through a female filter, and I'm already super hot.
Oh
All
my
right.
god, AGP alert! Ew, get this.
I'm not trained.
all right, true scum.
Shut up! I'm not Blair
Dismember?
White. Anyway, dismember.
I would put it in dog on
Dismember.
of course.
If you're going that way,
definitely.
if you're going that way,
Yeah,
I was never
Whoa.
really impressed.
That way.
Okay, well, like an ever-flowing stream of piss is a really good album, though. I think that's like definitely one of my favorites. Well, not one of my favorite, death metal albums. Probably in terms of Swedish death metal, it's definitely top 20. But what was the fucking what was that, like, that Death and Roll album? Massive Killing Capacity. I didn't really like that album very much. Too much Death and Roll influence on that one. But I think like an ever-flowing stream of piss puts it in. For me, it puts it in Doggones, of course. I thought it was pretty good. But then again, they do have like the share of crap, so I would maybe you should put it in if you're going that way.
Yeah, well.
You're going that way.
Alright, Deceased.
Alright.
If you're going that way.
For me, yeah, dude. I don't know. I think it's. Are we gonna have anything? I guess we'll have at least one thing in the bottom tier. But I would say Deceased. Yeah, if you're going that way. Again, like a lot of j-dawg's favorite bands, it's like they're good, it's competent, but just kind of in one ear, out the other.
Yeah,
Maybe you just kind of have to be focusing on it.
Yeah, I feel like I
think King Foley is a cool dude. I just like I'm not that impressed by his band.
Yeah,
That's it.
I feel like I should love the fuck out of Deceased because it's like very like. Because like it's death metal meets thrash meets traditional heavy metal. It's very like Augustland-esque, but it's just they don't really have the songs.
They don't got the riffs.
I will
That's why
say
it's like one of those.
one
It's an
song,
album experience.
Like Night of the Deceased, that is fucking a badass track. I try listening to the rest of this shit and it's like it's not sticking. Sorry, King.
King's gonna kick our ass.
Right. Evil Army, Dog Owns, of course.
Dog owns it.
I never listened to him, so I can't give an opinion.
Really?
I don't know.
They're like a modern crossover thrash band. I actually thought when I first saw the album, I thought it was like some unreleased tape from like the 80s. But no, it actually came out in like what, 2003, I think.
When you say modern crossover thrash,
no,
you
it's not pizza thrash. It's not pizza thrash. Trust me.
Yeah, it's not pizza. It's not pizza. It's very
not pizza. Not pizza.
Like, it's like very reminiscent of like Stormtroopers of Death.
It's not Fueled by Fire.
Cryptic Slaughter.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, the way I would describe it is like a more metalized, like crossover era agnostic front on fucking like speed and steroids.
Well, it's basically like Masquerade in Blood, right?
No, shut up.
All right, we got all right. That's
tape on that mouth.
Tape on that mouth. Yeah, that's a tape on that mouth.
Tape on that mouth.
Shut, bruh.
Dude, what? It just baffles me. I mean, he also likes Municipal Waste. It just baffles me how the dog is just like really like a rather big proponent of all the pizza thrash bands. Seriously, why listen to Toxic Holocaust when you could listen to Butcher or Devastator or fucking Division Speed? I love Division Speed. I remember I sent Tim a Paitsky once, and like I put a PS that said, "Hey, you ever listen to Division Speed? Sends Toxic Holocaust to him on a street, baby." I mean, he's like highly fucking data, so I hope he listens to Division Speed and has his mind changed.
He won't.
Yeah, I know he won't because he fucking listens to the pizza. I mean, I listen to the Toxic Holocaust. I'm like, dude, this is fucking dog shit. I don't. Why would you want to listen to fucking pizza thrash? I mean,
my favorite Toxic Holocaust moment was when some guy bumped into him on stage and he grabbed a guitar and like smashed it over the guy's head. That's it.
Well, at least that's something cool. Yeah, everything else is just it's pizza thrash. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
will
it's nice to
say,
have a
like,
bit of blackened.
I mean, I will say I don't
Right.
think they're not fully a pizza thrash band, but they're just adjacent enough to that sound where it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
they're along the same vein, you know. Toxic Holocaust, I call them.
Toxic Hollow
All
Hearts.
right. Whoa, that's hardcore. All right,
I
Carcass,
shouldn't be
I would put
saying
that.
that because there's like a fucking rumor going around the local punk scene that I'm apparently a Holocaust denial. Like I'm not, by the way.
Why? Why? How does
It,
that rumor even start?
I don't know. I barely talk to people at shows. Like I guess maybe it's because like
Me,
my patches
yep,
have like my
You
yeah,
need to
block.
it
you know
probably
what you
is
need
the
to do?
patches.
You know what you need to do? You need to go around to everybody at a show now, and you need to go, the Holocaust happened, and then just walk away.
But then it's like, methinks Dadav protests too much. Like, oh yeah, Holocaust definitely happened. I definitely believe.
Yeah.
Like, just say over and over, just say over and over again. Yep, the Holocaust definitely happened. It was definitely a thing that occurred in
God,
human history approximately 80 years ago. The Holocaust was certainly a human event.
oh my god.
Say that over. Just go on stage and say that.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna. But for the record, yes, I believe it happened. It was not very good. Nazis kind of stinky. Anyway, Carcass.
Carcass. Oh yeah,
Dog owns
dog
it.
owns it, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. Grindcore. I mean, grindcore era was fantastic. Whoa. But I guess you want to put it. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Here's the thing, like, Reconfuture was like the most guarded gore grind album of all time. Symphonies of a step down, and honestly and honestly an
You don't like
to like,
necroticism?
and
Necroticism is probably my favorite from them, to
and
be honest.
necroticism to Heartworks
I
is one
prefer.
song was all just steps down, and now they're at the point where they're just like a DTO, like just stinky mellow death band now.
Well, that's like. I mean, their early Melodic stuff is like all right, but I more just think it's along kind of like. Fuck, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm getting kind of tired, but I just think
You don't like
well,
you don't like keep on rotting in the free world?
I bet you
Who
shut the fuck up and
does?
let me finish my. I was gonna say, so like I was gonna say, I thought when we doing this tier list, I thought you'd kind of base it off like the stuff you really like, and like the bad stuff does not necessarily deduct points. I mean, I don't know, like are you? I mean, I don't know.
Obviously, it
Remember
deducts
when
points.
I don't know.
Because
I
then
remember we had
then
the discussion
Cannibal
about
Corpse would be an
Slayer.
and Deicide would be an and
That's
Misfits.
true. A
Like
lot of these.
all those bands would be on
Alright.
the top tier if like we weren't doing that.
I
If we
guess,
weren't deducting by
I
like.
guess like I guess I mean Rika Putrefaction is like fantastic, but I'm not sure if it would necessarily outweigh the later shit. So
I feel
fuck it,
like
put it in,
the early shit outweighs anything that's kind of meh. Like at the most, they have meh stuff, which is like not that bad.
yeah.
So I put them in Dog Owns It. That's why I put them there.
Or
It's like
put it
yeah.
in low. Dog owns it, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
All right. Centurion. I gotta be honest. This is like the one band I don't think I've listened to once. So you.
I
Can
never heard them either. So I don't know.
I think I listened to them like once, and it was definitely in one ear and out the other. So like, why are they?
That's how it is with most of. All right. Oh, don't scroll down too much, brah.
That's the list.
Your real name
Yes.
is on your Instagram.
I know, but
It's
yeah,
like,
whatever.
I don't think anyone cares. No one saw that, okay? It's just
All
not
right.
gonna rank them, okay? Like the list is done.
Yeah.
All right. I guess do you want to take time to like discuss anything because like I don't know, we're not even putting Centurion
Yeah,
on
this
this.
is a weirdly short one. Things usually go for like 2 hours.
Well, I guess because like I don't know, maybe
I think we're generally all in agreement on where each band goes. That's why it didn't take too long.
Yeah. Although like the last two times where I was the only one on there, I would like I would just like ramble on a lot and just Scarlett would just sit there and nod. That's how it was in like our first stream when we did the metal subgenre.
That Scarlet would tell you. You don't know what you're talking about.
What? I would say what? What the fuck was that?
That's my invitation to you. When like you get fed up with something we say, you'll go like,
What are you talking about? Like I would say, like, oh yeah, Scarlet thinks, like we were just talking about this. Scarlet did tell me one time, like, she really hates the Jews.
No, I don't.
That's
See?
crazy
Exactly.
because that's
right
crazy.
there.
That's crazy because she thinks the Holocaust happened. So like that makes you really like question like what's going on there.
Well, yeah, she thinks it happened and she thinks it was great.
No, I don't. What? Fuck you.
Imagine that's like the next rumor that starts. It's like somebody's like, "Oh, she doesn't think the Holocaust
Okay.
happened." Oh no, she thinks the Holocaust happened. She just like,
And she thought it was fantastic. We should do it again
Like,
sometime.
literally, in what universe could I ever believe such shit? I mean, like, I'm fucking... Like,
Well,
I'm
this one,
mixed
obviously.
race, I'm queer, I literally could not be a Nazi in any fucking way.
Well, have you ever heard of the ideology called homo nationalism?
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically a gay fascist.
I'm not a gay fascist, I am not a fascist.
Well, you're a Nazi.
you're,
Anyway.
you're a nationalist.
No, I am literally an anarchist, you fucking stupids.
Yeah, I'm an anarcho-monarchist.
That's
I used
a
to watch Drake.
contradiction.
You're a
No,
contradiction.
the dictator believes in anarchy.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is devolving into shit. I think we're done here. I'm ending this stream. Goodbye, cunt.
All right. Maybe next time we should do a red core tier list.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.